GMO is already here. It's already in Nigeria. Our government has approved it. In fact, a lot of people has been planting GMO seed for a long time now. They said it's just corn, it's just rice. It was meant to feed Nigerians because our economy is bad. But one thing they did not tell us is that GMO food, GMO seed can also kill us. They didn't tell us that. And why is other bigger countries rejecting the GMO and only in Africa, in Nigeria, our government has approved it, and a lot of other African countries are also approving the GMO food? Why other countries, other big countries that really cares about the welfare of their citizens are rejecting the GMO? Why are we accepting it in Nigeria? Now, before we go fully into this video, I need you to watch this. This is a discussion of ITNJ members having a discussion on the overpopulation of people in the world and how 3 billion people needs to be eliminated. Just listen by yourself.
For the purpose of sterilization and population control, there's too many people on the planet we need to get rid of. In the words of Bill Gates, at least 3 billion people need to die. So we'll just start off in Africa. We'll start doing our research there, and we'll eliminate most of the Africans because they're deplorable.
What the hell?
They're worthless. They're not part of this world economy. So they have their rights taken away.
Now, in this video, they said this is according to Bill Gates' plan. I am not the one that said it, and everything I'm saying here is allegedly. I mean, it's according to the information I got and what I listened in my own ears and the study I made, what I come up with. I am not the one that said it. And everything I'll be mentioning in this video is allegedly. I don't need anybody to come for me tomorrow. Both Bill Gates, both the government of Nigeria, whoever that can say, okay, your video is misleading and then we have to come after you. I don't have anybody. Nobody should come after me. I beg. Everything I'm mentioning here is available on the internet. You can go and verify by yourself. Aside from this video, because they have done every possible thing they could to scrape this video away from the internet. Even they paid so many news outlets to debunk the news, the video, and said it wasn't true. What they said there wasn't true. It wasn't what Bill Gates said. But then I was able to find it because this guy reacted to this video. Now, this is the only one you can possibly see on the internet. Yes, Bill Gates has a kind of human sympathy for the people of Africa, right? He has a foundation that supports African health, that supports people, those who has HIV. During the COVID-19, he was able to push out so many vaccines to Africa and a lot of healthcare. He has been supporting. But do you actually think that Bill Gates meant well for Africans? Do you actually think that Bill Gates just wake up one morning, set up a foundation for Africa and start helping us? It might too, but listen to this. The GMO food was brought in Nigeria by Bill Gates. I mean, the whole world, the entire Africa, the GMO food is being introduced by Bill Gates. Aside from other two global farming industry that is also involved. I think the Monsanto and the Bayer, they are also involved and they're part of the distributors distributing this GMO food, this GMO seed globally. Normally, a fruit, a natural farm produce, cannot stay complete 1 week without damaging. It cannot stay complete 1 week without getting weak, or you should know what it goes spoil. The thing goes spoil. Banana cannot stay 1 week without damaging. Now, the same thing goes to plantain. The same thing goes to apple, mango, or any other natural fruits. They cannot stay 1 week without damaging. But the GMO food can stay almost 1 month without anything happening to them. And now, to actually achieve their aim in Africa of 3 billion people wiping away, the GMO food is here. They're introducing it in different African countries. And I can tell you, up to 11 African countries has adopted the GMO food. Yes, because of what they say this can happen. I know our government, I know people who are ruling African countries are fighting or trying their best to make sure they don't see their citizens hungry. But then, the same food you are trying to introduce to us to eat, we can eat it and still end up killing ourselves. I mean, the same food can end up killing us. So you need to understand that GMO is genetically modified organisms, genetically modified crops, genetically modified seed, genetically modified vegetables. That is what GMO means. Just imagine, this is a farming season. A lot of farmers now are harvesting their farm produce, their corn. And if you can remember, back then in the village, Our mothers in each farming season, after eating the ones they can eat, after selling the farm produce they can sell, they usually bring out a certain portion and hang it somewhere in their kitchen and said, okay, this particular seed, this particular ones, nobody should touch it. This is the one I will use in farming the next season. But with the GMO products, this whole thing is about to change. Why? Because you are meant to harvest all your farm produce, right? And sell it during that season. The next season, you still go to the market and buy another GMO seed, another modified farm produce that has been taken to the lab and the DNA is being changed to something that literally looks like corn, but then it's not corn, it's not natural. You are eating something that has been chemicalized. GMO products allegedly has the power to resist pests. You should know those pests that usually come to corns or any kind of natural seed that you plant and start eating their own. They are meant to resist pests, resist droughts, and at the same time they can last as long as possible without damaging, without anything going wrong with it. Now, if every farmer in Nigeria, in Africa, accept to start using this GMO produce, right, they will lose access to the natural farm produce, the natural farm seed, the natural farming crops that we used to have. Just like the way the West colonized us and took so many of our natural resources away, and at the end of the day, we are the people making food from them. Just imagine that we lose access to the remaining values we have as Africans, the remaining values, our natural farm produce, our natural farm seed. Just imagine we lose access to it. We will all depend in these GMOs. And let me tell you the honest truth, in as much as we Africans cannot live without farming, cannot stay without farm produce, whatever they give to us is what we are going to plant. If they give us poison, that is what we are going to plant. And at the end of the day, we all will harvest poison and eat. And probably the 3 billion people that was meant to be eliminated from Africa will not be easy for them to do it. Allegedly. I am not the one that said it. The video is there. France, Germany, Italy, Austria, many European countries has rejected these GMO foods. Now they are bringing it to Africa. Yes, because Africa is hungry. A lot of people is hungry in Africa. And for them to help and fighting the hunger in Africa, they have to introduce GMO to us. And why is our African governments allowing them to bring in this? This is not just about food. This is not just about solving hunger. This is about Africa depending on a particular company to give them food to eat. That is the meaning of GMO. Because if we lose access to our own farm produce and depend on GMO, they will not decide when we eat, when we can have our own crops to plant. Even they cannot even tell us that instead of planting our own things here in Africa, in Nigeria, we should import from them. That automatically means that our feeding, our future food, is no longer in our own hands. It's now in the hand of the West again, in the hands of the company, which we have to beg before we get something to eat. I know they have paid some of our celebrities, some of our faves to come out and promote it, tell us it's good, it's nice. Yes, you have collected your money as a celebrity. I know you are looking for your pockets now. You will not be here in the next 50 years. I might not be here in the next 50 years. Now the next generation, I then go suffer and pass. So GMO might be good for some people who have been paid, and GMO might not be good for some of us who still value our own natural crops, our own natural seed, our own natural farm produce. It might not be good for some of us. And we plead to the government, to whoever that is responsible in bringing the GMOs to Nigeria, to Africa, please, you guys need to stop. We will be managing the ones we have and probably increase our method of farming with our own natural seeds so that we can still eat them and remain alive. See you guys in the next video.